It's national meets regional. It's Sidewalks Entertainment. The long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us for a new path to arts and entertainment.
I wake up, the sun's shining, terrible terrors are singing on the rooftop. I saunter down to breakfast thinking all is right with the world, and I get...
Son, we need to talk.
Not now, Dad. I got a whole day of goofing off to get started.
Okay, first of all, I don't sound like that. What is this character? And second, what is that thing you're doing with my shoulders? Yeah, okay, that's a truly flattering impersonation. Anyway,
He goes, "You're the pride of Berk, son, and I couldn't be prouder."
Aw, thanks, Dad. I'm pretty impressed with myself, too.
when have I ever done that with my hands?
You just did.
Okay, just hold still. It's very serious.
Let's welcome Dean, America, and Jay to Sidewalks TV. Thanks for being here today, you guys. I freaking loved the film.
Cool, thanks.
How to Train Your Dragon. I went with my niece and my mom, and they loved it. They're like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" and love the characters. And I just wanted to start off first with you guys. And have you guys watched cartoons growing up?
No, never.
Never? No.
I'm the one child that never watched a single cartoon.
Never. No, actually, I wanted to ask, really, what were some of the cartoons that you grew up watching?
Oh boy. Well,
You grew up watching
yeah,
Rocket Robin Hood.
we watched Rocket Robin Hood, the Spider-Man cartoon. I think my favorites were, I liked Rocky and Bullwinkle a lot.
Yeah.
That was a favorite of mine, and Scooby-Doo. I actually have a suit of armor in my house specifically because I loved Scooby-Doo so much. I love the idea of like a haunted suit of armor.
And hats like this, probably, right?
Horrifying. You have armor in your house.
You collect swords. What are you talking
No,
about?
that's fair enough. That's fair.
And for America, for you as well, like, what did you grow up watching?
I grew up watching the Flintstones and the Jetsons, right? And then also, film-wise, I grew up in the heyday of the Disney animated musical, and grew up with all of those Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King films.
Yeah. And for you, Jay?
I remember when I was a little kid, the show I was obsessed with was a show called Belle and Sebastian.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing
too.
show. Boy and His Dog. That's a wonderful show. It was actually kind of Hiccup and Toothlessy in a way. And then G.I. Joes and Transformers.
Jay's been actually dubbing French cartoons since he was 12.
Yeah, my first gig was dubbing stuff.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, have you guys, prior to getting into voiceovering these characters, did you think you would ever get into voicing characters on animations with your careers in acting?
I had, as long as it's not dubbing, then I was fine with it. No, then I was looking forward to it. No, I love all kinds of movies and all kinds of TV shows, so to be a part of as many of them different kinds as I can is the goal.
Right. And for America?
I think it was always a dream of mine, to be honest. Was one of my best friends growing up. We had a little really bad tape recorder and would record our voices and do radio shows. And there was something about being a kid and hearing your voice back. Right. Or maybe that was just me. I was a very narcissistic child. I don't know. I always loved sort of playing characters with my voice. And I think it was always a dream growing up watching animated films, to think that one day you could bring a character to life. I didn't know that it would happen in this fabulous way, but I think it's a dream come true.
Well, I love the characters Astrid and Hiccup and Toothless. Dean, seriously, how did you get to the casting process and did you think America and Jay for the part, or what was it like picking these perfect people for the parts?
Strangely, it was done without me because I joined the first movie kind of at its 11th hour. There was only a short time that we had to reconceive from page one and push the movie into production and get it out for its fixed release date. But a large part of the cast was already in place, so we only cast Craig Ferguson as Gobber as the last voice. Wow. But we inherited this amazing cast, so so much of the spontaneity in animation actually just comes from the actors. And
Right.
so I'll write lines, but they'll do all sorts of interesting riffs and ad libs, and the more they embody the character, the luckier I am, because it just makes my job easy.
And for you, prior to getting into animation, how did you get into directing and to animation?
Well, I wanted to be a comic book artist because I loved drawing and I loved creating stories and characters, and I found animation instead, but I started as an animator and I found my way into storyboarding, and that led me to directing. So it's been a long road, but I think I was always most interested in the storytelling part of it.
Right. And for America and Jay, did you guys have any creative input into making the voices for these characters, and what was it like putting the voices together, and did you work together?
Well, on this one, we only got to work together once, and which was incredible, and it's probably my favorite scene in the movie. But I'd like to think I have input, but ultimately, Dean can explain that whether or not. But,
he definitely does. He's an authority on the character, as is America. So they often have really strong opinions about where we should go with the story and with the character, and I always take those to heart because they know them so well.
And just last question, who's your favorite dragon out of all of these dragons that you're working with?
I mean, mine is Stormfly, obviously.
yeah, toothless, clearly.
Of course.
I would, of the new ones, I would pick Skull Crusher. That's Stoic's dragon, because he just looks like this big, burly but friendly kind of dragon. He's a combination of a rhinoceros and a truffle pig, with the coloring of a scarab beetle. So very cool.
What kind of dragon is Volka's dragon?
The type is, I think it's called a Stormcutter, and but her name is his name is Cloud Jumper.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much. So much continued success to all of you.
Thank you
very much for being with us today on Sidewalks.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thanks so
having
much.
us.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit sidewalkstv.com.